Good day to you all out there in FM land. You're welcoming back now to Pushing the Potters. This is episode 2, so let's pick up where we left off, or rather not where we left off. As you'll see, we are quite a way into the season now. You'll see here we're 4th, so that's good. That's the top 6 we were looking for. We're also a good margin ahead of 6th place, or rather 7th place, which is the key. Southampton were 23, so we've got a good buffer there after 15 games played. Now, we are up to the Benfica game. If we look here, you'll see that it is an important game for us. We suffered 2 defeats, both by 2-1. We're in both games, so in the Inter game we were ahead, and the Dortmund game we were level for until the 86th minute, I think it was, until Marco Reus took it away from us. So we have a battle now. Our last game is at home. It is against Benfica. That's the game we'll be playing today. So it is important that we can if we can try and win that game, it might see us through in 2nd place. If not, though, we are guaranteed at least to continue into the Europa League. So that is a course of progression for us still. And then hopefully next year we can continue to build. We've also been drawn in the 3rd round of the FA Cup against Hartlepool, and we were knocked out on penalties, frustratingly, by Wolves. But never mind, the board weren't overly bothered about that one anyway. Or at least I wasn't. So the fixtures, you last caught up with us after the League Cup win over Watford. Since then, we've played a clutch of games. You can see we continued in fine form. Since the penalty defeat to Wolves, we have struggled somewhat, albeit we've only played really a few Premier League games, and we've won 2 of them. So, while there's a few defeats in there, it's important to note as well, there aren't actually any Premier League defeats. Our only Premier League defeat, if I'm right, remains against West Ham. There's just too many draws, which, again, you might expect for a team with our kind of squad. We don't have the strength in depth that other clubs certainly have. So, as the Champions League takes hold, you're going to expect maybe a couple of drop-offs, especially after the return of coming back from abroad. So, after the trip to Dortmund, we failed to take full advantage against Palace, which you would hope that we would be able to do. And then, again, away at Inter, we come back and played against Derby, who we should be beating, but after going behind in the first minute, we were only able to get back a draw. So, we may as well go straight into the game. We do have a squad to pick, so I've planned this superbly, haven't I, really? You're going to have to bear with me now while I assess the damage. We've only really got one option, and he's knackered. So what we'll have to do is probably... Oh my good lord. So we're going to put Gylfi out on the left, and we're going to go with... I think we're going to try Joe up there. Now, with Sigurdsson, you were there. You were hearing my criticism of his goal scoring. Look at this: 14 in 20, 7.4. The man is scoring goals left, right, centre. What a player he's been so far. At left back, I'm really struggling. I am going to call in the academy just to see what kind of options we have. I can't play Aogo, excuse me. I can play Joel Taylor. He's obviously not anywhere near what we'd hoped to be fielding in a game of this importance. But he is the player we're going to play. And again, I've just taken him off, but I'm going to have to bring him in for the bench because there's just very, very few options available. And let's see, we can bring in, even some of our prospects. Verlinden is tired, so we can't use him. Ollie Shenton's tired. I'm into regen youth players, and I don't know who any of them are. Let's hope that this Brian Powell, he's good, isn't he? So let's keep him, and let's get Liam Edwards on the bench. He is actually a real player, and he's downright awful. But he's going to start. Well, he's going to start from the bench if he's going to start. We're going to have to keep these two on, Hosselu and Glenn Johnson, because quite honestly, we'd probably better off playing no one. So they may as well stay on the bench. And that's how we'll go then. We're going to try and progress in the Champions League. Let's hope we can. You know it's something when you're in the last group game of the Champions League and you're having to assign 2 players with squad numbers. He wants 14. He'll be lucky to play 14 times in his career as far as I'm concerned. So let's see how we go. Just while we get the players are warming up, obviously it takes a while. It's the first game I've done in this session. Just a quick thank you for everyone who has watched the video, in the first video, I should say. And huge thanks to the chaps, or chapettes, who were able to retweet and like my postings on Twitter. And for all you guys that have visited from my few forum posts across Sports Interactive. And of course my club's fanzine, the Oatcake. Much appreciated. Please do subscribe though, because there will be more of these videos coming soon. The aim is to try and get one out per day, maybe more on the weekends. We'll skip the intro, we don't need to see that. Let's get off to it. Hopefully this is just a pointless highlight. Indeed it is, and we go. So home form has continued to be good. We're probably lacking a little bit of depth, as I've said. Hopefully we'll be able to push on as Thiago Maia picks up a caution. First foul of the game. Let's see what happens. Nothing really going down. I mean, really, I think we've got the better head-to-head record with Inter. We beat them 2-0 at our place. They beat us 2-1 at theirs. So if we can get to 10 points, which a win would achieve, we would sneak through. But we need to score, and we don't look to have been able to really create anything of note. It's not been the performance we're looking for. So let's try that again. I mean, we've been in Benfica have come with a plan of the least resistance, and let's see if we can actually break through. We'll try and get some creativity flowing. As Sigurdsson picks up a caution. Obviously, Trippier was also booked in the first half. I missed that one. But we have a corner now. Shaqiri, left-footed, swings in. Brooks there, near post. Taylor crosses. Great ball in. Joe Allen, did he need to touch that? He's offside. That's what you want. But you just want Joe to step out of the way, probably. I thought it was going in anyway, and that's really frustrating. I'm sure you're right there with me. Milik's not been in the game particularly, so let's get him off and get Dembele on. He is a player that can make a difference. He's got great quality on the ball. He's strong, and Zivkovic also very good. Headed away though, Dembele, can he prove me right? He strolls over the halfway line. He's got to do it all himself. He skips past the defender. Oh, and he finishes a wonderful goal. That's what you want to see. Come on. Fantastic stuff. And Stoke indeed step up into second place. Now, it all goes out the window, of course, if Inter score. I don't really like to look at the latest scores. It's very tempting. I don't really have any options on the bench, do I? So, we'll come on, guys. Keep it going. Benfica have offered little. This looks bad, though. Yardell, Boyet, well, all that excitement for the Europa League. I mean, that's good, isn't it? Everybody wants to play on a Thursday night on Channel 5. It's the dream of all. I don't really know what we could have done there. That was just a near-post shot that's crept in. Miguel Boyer. That's going to be game. So, yeah, it was there for us to win. We haven't been able to do that. First season in the Champions League, they're 8 points. A lot of teams do get through on 8 points, so it's a decent achievement containing a group of perhaps not the elite of Europe, but certainly good, strong, quality sides. I mean, you look at the bottom of the table, Benfica. I mean, they often go far. So we'll tell them they're unlucky. I think, yeah, they were unlucky. Really, they deserve to win the game, and never mind. So. That is frustrating. We will go into the Europa League, as indeed it says there. We get a little bit of money for that, so that's disappointing. But never mind. Let's just have a look to see. Inter drew 1-1. It was all over in the first half, really. I mean, they were two good sides pushing each other. A lot of yellow cards. Inter desperate to try and stay in the competition, of course. Although they could have got away with the defeat. Oh, well, never mind. We will pick ourselves up and go again. Obviously, we continue in the Premier League. I mean, it's worth noting as well, we failed to win in 4 games. We keep conceding as well. We need to get back on form in the Premier League. We've got a few games here that perhaps we can do so, where we'll meet each other again. We'll wait to see what the Europa group brings up. If it brings up an exciting time, maybe we'll do that. Well, that won't be until February, though. So perhaps we'll look at doing... Maybe we'll ignore the FA Cup. That should be a foregone conclusion at home to Hartlepool. We'll try and maybe come back for the trip to Arsenal, if not a Europa League tie. Something a bit different, something a bit exciting. Yeah, big players were missing from that game. Onautovic is continuing to Boyan, so there's room for us to work. We'll see what we can do. if I get some money to spend in the January window, I may come back earlier to go through that with you. As it stands, we do have a bit of a budget increase of 14 million, so that is something we can work with. Really, though, we don't have a lot to spend in the wage budgets. If we're going to sign a player for 10 million, he's probably going to be wanting more than 40,000 a week. So we'll see what happens. I'll come back to you around that game. That'll be the, what did we say? We said the Arsenal game, I think. We'll stick with that. We'll do Arsenal, maybe Chelsea, or we'll be looking at a Europa League fixture against maybe another giant. I want to thank you again for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode or the episodes so far, please do drop a like. And again, do hit that subscribe button. Thanks very much. Goodbye.